Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Steve Marilla, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. Did you know that Canadians are one of the largest groups of international homebuyers in Arizona? For years, they've consistently ranked at the top, especially in Maricopa County. Drawn to our sunshine, golf, and active lifestyle communities just like Westbrook Village, their impact on Arizona real estate is huge, contributing hundreds of millions of dollars each year to the local housing market. Today's guest, who happens to be Canadian, has a story full of faith, friendship, entrepreneurship, and heart. Kirk Hanrahan was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and his journey has taken him through multiple cities, multiple businesses, and more than a few unexpected turns. At one point, he even thought he was on the path to becoming a pastor. But the most beautiful part of Kirk's story is the love that started long before adulthood. Kirk met Lois at church when they were just 12 years old. They became great friends, starting dating at 15 and married at 19. Today, they're celebrating 36 years together, a partnership built on commitment, shared dreams, and unwavering faith. Together, Kirk and Lois have built and run numerous companies over the years, always learning, growing, and taking bold steps as a team. And now they've planted roots right here in Westbrook Village, a community Kirk says he loves most because of the amazing people. Now, let's meet your neighbor. Hello, Kirk.
Hey, Steve.
Oh, we're starting out with energy, Kirk. I like it. I like it a lot. You are my first Canadian interview. Do I need to know anything specific before I start?
I'll try not to say A too much.
Oh, well, I'm from Minnesota, so basically A.
And we get confused a lot with Minnesotans.
I know. My wife, when she used to go to the airport, she would not say she was from Minnesota. She would say she's from Minneapolis. And then I would say, yes, Minneapolis it's in the Minnesota. We're from Minnesota. Where are you from? And she would just like, please don't with the stereotype. So do you deal with stereotype of, being Canadian?
And we'll probably get into it, but I did work down here in Arizona for several years, and I definitely tried to lose the A or any of the Canadian.
Right. Was it hard to do?
There's still, if I talked to a lot of people, did a lot of talking with them, they eventually picked it up.
Okay. Yeah, but you seem to have a kind of a distinguished kind of like you've tried to speak in a certain way. You're really calm when you speak. You're very nice to talk to, even on the pickleball courts.
Tell my wife that.
Well, I mean, there's a history there, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're from Canada. Where in Canada?
I was born in Toronto, Ontario.
Toronto, Ontario.
We're a suburb of Toronto, but I tell everybody Toronto.
What was that like?
You know what? It was really good, but I have thanked my dad endlessly that we moved out of there because we still have lots of family there. And anytime I've gone there to visit them, I realized that I wouldn't have been anywhere near to what I am today if I was brought up in Toronto. And I would say that's similar to people here in, say, the Northeast United States. It seems like it's just harder to get ahead.
Sure.
You'd be more of a laborer or, I'm sure I would have done something, but it certainly would have been more of a struggle.
There wasn't as many opportunities in Toronto?
Surprising enough, no.
Really?
Yeah.
And where did you go to?
We went to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Can you spell
that?
No, I can't. I can't even say it. I mean, that's the challenging thing about the Canada is pronouncing all your names. I mean,
yeah. Dad was with Northern Telecom, which was a great big company at the time, and got transferred there. And again, I have thanked him numerous times that we got out of Toronto.
Did you have brothers and sisters?
Have one brother. He's 2 years younger than me.
Okay.
And then once we got established, both of us ended up moving to Alberta, which is just north of Montana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Thank you for I need help with it. I don't know people assume that you know where everything is in Canada. I do not. I never spent a lot of time. I didn't think it was necessary. You guys weren't going to invade or anything.
Well, and it's also funny talking to Americans because I think Canada is so far away, and then we're constantly flying back and forth between Arizona and Calgary, and it's a 2.5-hour flight. We're a shorter flight than going to Minnesota.
Right.
So, and most people don't realize that, wow, it's that close? Yeah, we are.
Where is Calgary? Just for people that don't know. I obviously know. But
it's the southern part of Alberta, straight north of Great Falls, Montana. It's a 5-hour drive north of Great Falls, Montana.
Okay. Yeah, do you have the beautiful mountains like you do in Montana?
We do. We're right on the edge of the Rocky Mountains, which we love. We see a view out of that on a regular basis.
So how long did you live there?
First we moved to Edmonton, then to Calgary, but we've lived in Alberta since, I think, 1989.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's what you call home?
That's what we call home. Absolutely.
Okay. And that's that's God's country up there.
Yeah. It really is, short of the 2 really bad months of winter every year.
Right.
Yeah.
But how much time do you spend here in Arizona?
We're usually 130, 140 days a year in Arizona. So, yeah, we've been blessed that, like I said, I had an office here for a while, got it started, was able to sell it, and now we just come down to holiday and just play pickleball and enjoy the people around.
Well, and what year, how old were you when you retired, just so I can be jealous?
Technically, I guess you would say 53.
That's awesome.
But I'm antsy. I've tried a few things since then, and I don't know if I'll ever fully 100% retire. Always looking.
You're always looking for the next adventure?
Yeah.
So before let's talk about your career a little bit. Because you had told me that you had started a lot of businesses and had a lot of businesses. But you had said, I'm in sales. And I found that kind of funny because you seem like, looking at your resume, you've had the entrepreneurial bug your whole life. Have you always wanted to be your own boss, or what drew you to doing your own thing?
That's an interesting question because, I've always wanted to go against the grain, if you will.
Sure.
I know at one point there was a struggle with me and my parents because Dad wanted me to do more of the corporate, go to university, get a degree and stuff like that. And that's something I never saw of myself. I hated school, if you will.
Right.
Grandkids, if you're listening, you should love school.
Right.
But no, I just didn't like being in the norm. I thought there was better ways to do things out there.
Sure.
And so, sales, I've always been in sales, even counting running my own business. You're basically in sales.
You're always selling yourself.
Yeah. And if you're not selling the client, you're trying to sell your employees to keep going and keep doing a better job.
Right.
And then you're trying to sell your wife that you're doing everything you can when you go home, and trying to sell your kids to behave and listen. So it's sales in everything you do in life. Yeah.
So, but back to not going to school for your grandchildren. Do you consider yourself a little bullheaded on that? And was it against the grain, or was it more against the grain, or was it more, I didn't see a value for you in just going the traditional, go to college, going to corporate?
I am a numbers guy. Okay. I loved math, hated English, hated history. I still to this day have not used Macbeth. Or any poetry, or even some social studies. I found some benefit, but English and stuff like that, I've had trouble understanding, learning what's the value in this. And if you're trying to teach me something that I don't see a value for me, for my family, for my future, then why am I learning this? It's a waste of time. And unfortunately, I got that at a very early age. It caused me a lot of problems going to school.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. Grade 12. In Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, I got 54%, which is passing, in, I believe it was social studies, and I missed 54 days of school because I just skipped school.
Oh, really?
And so eventually it caused problems where they were pulling me in the office going, okay, you're passing, but you're missing more than what you're attending. And that's kind of like, my dad was mad at me, my mom was mad at me, and it's just kind of like, this is useless. Like, I'm not learning anything of value here. And I took all the math classes I could because I enjoyed that. Yeah. Everything else, I really couldn't. Why am I here? What's the purpose?
Why am I learning the history of something when it's already happened?
No.
Did you get that from somebody, or do you think that was just, were you that way when you were young? Did you?
Yeah, very interesting question. I don't know if I would have gotten that from somebody. I don't know who I would have possibly gotten that from. My dad is an incredibly smart man. I've learned a lot from him. I gain more from him every time I visit him. Mom and dad did very well together. It felt like it was in a great relationship, great family. But for some reason I was different. And it's a great question. I don't know where I got it from, but I've always done something different. And even to this day, if I'm discussing different subjects with people, I often get comments like, I would have never thought of that.
Really?
I seem to look at things a different way.
In a different way.
Not always valuable.
Right.
But I always seem to take a different look on things. And that works for me.
Huh. That is interesting. So did your brother get into corporate, or did he do his own thing?
He ran the corporate thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
he did.
He went the traditional route.
He's heavy duty mechanic. Then he was a paramedic for a while, and now he's running basically the purchasing department of a big industrial company up in Edmonton, where he flies all over the place and makes sure the trucks that they're getting in or any of the equipment they're getting in meet the specs that they need for their companies.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, we'll get to the bottom of it someday. Let's give us a couple years to talk. So you're married to Lois. So
yes,
you guys have known each other forever.
So I was 12 when we moved to Saskatoon, and Lois and I connected very quickly. We became really good, if not best friends. We were both 12 at the time, and not that you date much when you're younger, but I remember we used to set each other up with friends, or, hey, you should meet Tammy, or you should meet whatever, and go from there. And not that we dated or anything. What do you do when you're 13, 14, 15?
Right.
But Lois and I actually started dating when we were 15.
15. That's about when you should start dating. I have a daughter, and I said, and my son, you can't date until you're 16.
There you go.
So you were a little early on mine, but the older child, it's 15 or 16, and then it creeps down to 15. And
when we're talking dating, it means we went to the Christmas banquet together.
Yeah, you weren't. I'm sure. But what was it like? I mean, that as a child, I had a really good friend from about 4th grade until 8th grade, and she was my best friend. But then it got awkward because I think one of us cared for each other and wanted to date or, be girlfriend or what do they call it? Go steady?
Exactly.
Yeah. And promise rings and promise bracelets.
Or go out. Yeah.
Go out, yeah. And but it wasn't the same for one of us. And then we never could be friends again. And I feel like I missed out on a great friendship because we were in different places when puberty hit, So yeah, that's pretty unique that you guys were able to get through that. And I mean, so basically you started dating your best friend.
Basically. Yeah. And I look back on it now and I feel like I've had a very blessed life. Lois and I met, we, at the age of 15, went to the Christmas banquet together. Hoo-ah.
Yeah.
Then dated for 4 years, got married at 19.
Yeah.
And I look back now and you look at the pictures and you kind of go, when you think you pick a spouse and you're going to marry them, why are you doing that? Obviously, they have to be attractive. And I found Lois attractive.
Yeah.
We got along. We were best friends. I mean, we communicated while not dating and then while dating, of course. Mm-hmm. And then you look at life and what it's taken you through and you kind of go, my goodness, was I blessed.
Right.
Because I find her more attractive today than I did back then by far. She's held me together in some of the down spouts, but we've also had great celebrations together in life.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 kids. We've got 4 grandkids. Shout out to Bennett, Beckham, Baker, and Layla.
Oh, we got 3 B's and an L.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Our one son, Drew, has got 3 sons, and they started their names with all B's. So trust me, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah, I bet. Well, so, I forgot what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you about Lois. What was it? We're going to have to let that question just slip out.
Well, now I mentioned my one son, Drew, so I got to name the other kids too. We have a daughter, Alyssa.
Yep.
We have Drew, then we have Brett, and we have Justin. And I'm very proud of all 4 of my kids.
Oh, that's right. You have 4 children. How many grandchildren?
4 grandchildren. So we have 1 daughter, 3 sons. We have 1 granddaughter and 3 grandsons at this point. So we're expecting more grandkids.
No pressure.
We got 3 bonus daughters, and we're waiting for the bonus son to come. So our daughter's working on finding Mr. Right.
Gotcha.
It's taken a little longer, but I say she's always looking for someone to match her dad, and that's pretty hard to match. So,
yeah. I remember my question. Okay, so you're married, Lois, and you're 19, and we all know what it's like to be 19 and starting a family.
Yep.
So how was she in it with you when you were going up against the grain and you said, hey, I'm not going to take the traditional route? She obviously is with you since you were 15. She knew who you were, but was that a hard conversation? Was that something you decided, or do you guys just kind of, you said, hey, this is who I am. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to do this. And
that's actually quite an interesting question, because quite honestly, at 19 and 20, we didn't have those discussions.
Right.
We just knew that we had the same moral compass.
Okay.
We knew that we had good family support.
Yeah.
And we just said, hey, let's hold hands and do this together.
Okay. And she was in it with you. I mean,
that's a great question, because I think now, the first year we were together, I made $7,000. We as a family made $7,000. That's a great story. I love to tell it. It's 1989 to 1990, and we made $7,000.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of like, how did we do it? How did we survive?
Yeah. Yes. 7,000 is, a weekend vacation for a lot of people.
So true.
Yeah. I mean, it's, different times, but things weren't cheap back then.
Well, obviously cheaper than today.
But 7,000.
Who knows how we made it? Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably a great, humbling way to start your relationship, as far as, you can say you started, but until you get married, that relationship isn't bound.
True. And then we had some struggles, and a few years later, we got into some financial struggles. And I tell people that was the best thing for our relationship. One, we had moved away. So we moved from Saskatoon to Edmonton.
Okay.
Most people know where Edmonton is because of the Edmonton Oilers.
Right.
But we had some struggles, and instead of separating us, it actually brought us together.
That's awesome.
Which is, both Lois and I would tell you, we were thankful for those days now.
Yeah.
At the time, it's kind of like, oh my goodness, is the sun even going to come up tomorrow morning?
Right.
Like, how are we going to get through this? What are we going to do? But it brought us closer together. And we're very grateful for those days, which is shocking.
Yeah.
How would you ever say that?
Right. The year I made $7,000. But let me ask you this: did you have when you're going through that time, those early years, was there something that you would turn to as far as we are, no matter how broke we are, we're gonna do this, whether it was ice cream or a dinner, or did you just say we're gonna gut it out, and when we come out of this, we'll enjoy something? Because you have to have little things that keep you going. Was there something that you guys really enjoyed doing together? Or, was it, a hike, or that was something fun, something positive?
Wow, you got me really thinking.
Because it just seems, I remember when I was growing up and my parents didn't have any money, and my dad, his thing was always fishing. So, but for the kids, it was like, you got to go to the Dairy Queen once a month or once a summer, depending on how things were going.
Right.
But I always remember those times, and I think I kind of do that to myself today is, it was a bad week. How about we have popcorn night, or something like that.
Yeah. We had a lot of chips back then.
A lot of chips. They weren't $5 a bag like they are now.
So true.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm a chip addict. I can't stop eating them once I start. So you've got all these, so now let's go. We're successful now. We've got, we're having children, and you have multiple businesses that you've had over the years. Is there a favorite business?
The majority of my success in business was with concrete coatings.
Okay.
And so several of those businesses have been just the same business, but in different cities.
Yeah.
And so that was, it was overall a very good business for me. Was successful in it. It allowed me to invest in other things, in some commercial real estate, which really did well for us. But I did enjoy that. I enjoyed traveling. I enjoyed putting teams together. I enjoyed connecting with people, and just trying to help other people make money.
Right.
Trying to improve people's homes.
What got you into the concrete?
Believe it or not, my brother-in-law.
Okay.
Lois has an older sister, and her husband. Her and her husband had bought this office in a year before we got married, and they had nobody in Alberta. So when we moved to Alberta, shortly after we got married, he came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be a rep for us?" and I was working construction on a bridge running a jackhammer. And,
oh, yeah. And you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, we're done with this. Absolutely. Tomorrow, can I start? How about yesterday? And so got in doing that. And at that one point, I was just a sales rep, but we were able to transition it to a supply and installation company.
Wow.
And started in Edmonton and just grew from there.
So you're, I always tell people when I was working for someone else and they would always complain about their boss, I'd always say, just go do it. Just go do it better. If you think you can do it better, go do it. And that's what I feel like that's where good entrepreneurs come with. They see a problem, they can see they can do a better job. And it sounds like you have all the skills, the management skills, doing things for the right reason. And that math probably helped out too.
It did. The one thing I've always done, which it frustrates me when I see this, is I've always asked anybody who would listen their opinion.
Sure.
And I may not follow what you say for an opinion, but I'm going to ask your opinion. And if I ask 20 different people, someone's going to have the right answer that I follow.
Sure.
19 might be completely off, but the one I like is the one I'm going to follow. You might have 20 people answer the exact same way, and then it's confirmed that's what you go do.
Right.
But I've never been afraid to ask people their opinion. What would you do in this situation? And try and learn from that and go, okay, that's what I'm going to do now, or make my decision based on those answers.
Right. Yeah. So
it frustrates me. The next generation, I sold my offices, sold the one here in Arizona, sold the one in Calgary.
Yep.
The gentleman here in Arizona, we met 20 times, probably even more than that. But he always would call me, ask me questions. The people out of Alberta, I've been asked maybe 2 or 3 questions. The guy in Arizona has quadrupled the business.
Wow.
The guy in Alberta, they may have increased it, but not much.
Huh.
To me, that says everything right there.
Sure.
The one guy said, I'm going to obviously make changes, but what did you do here? What did you do there?
Yeah.
And he took it and he's quadrupled it, and he'll give me a little credit, which is great. I'll pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
Because basically he just expanded what I was doing and he's quadrupled it, maybe even more.
And the other guys,
they just changed everything. They shut this down. They did that. They changed this. And they've done okay, but nowhere near to the same success. And not that I was right in everything, but I appreciated the fact they asked my opinion.
Yeah.
Got what I would do in that situation, catered it to what they wanted to do, and they've been exceedingly successful on it.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, that must make you feel pretty good.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's got to be some pride there.
No one wants to build anything and have it fall apart.
Yeah. No.
So you wanted to succeed and grow even bigger.
Yeah.
And he's still got some of the same people working for him, and to meet with them, and they shake hands and go, we thought you were a dork for selling it and leaving us.
Yeah.
But we're so thankful you did.
Yeah. Are you, and I know you kind of miss doing something, but do you miss that business at all?
Yeah, seeing what he did with potential with some little tweaks and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, and I could never do it. We were only here for half the year, so we only did it over mostly the winter months when it cooled down.
Right.
He did it year round, and he just invested 100% and just went for it, and he did a great job.
Well, that's awesome. That's got to feel good. So when you were had your multiple businesses, you mentioned to me you had a plane.
Yeah.
What was that like to people think they want to fly a plane, and I can't pay attention when I'm driving a car, so I know I shouldn't be in a plane. But is it complicated? And is it, because you can fall out of the sky? I can't. If I fall off the road, it doesn't go too far.
The number one thing they say when you're learning to fly is to fly the plane. Anything happens, fly the plane.
Okay.
Don't react quickly. Just fly the plane. And planes don't fall out of the sky.
Right.
I mean, there's the odd exception, but for the 90% of times when even an engine fails or whatever, the plane will just lightly glide right down to earth. So you just got to find the right place to land it. Great story. It was flying myself from Calgary to Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's probably about 700 miles, 10-hour drive. Took me 2 hours. I could do it quicker than I could fly commercially. I got up in the morning, threw a bag of chips again in the plane, flying up. I'm about 12 or 13,000 feet over the Rocky Mountains, looking across the mountains. I'm one with God.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying my time.
Right.
And all of a sudden, bang. And I go, oh crap, what happened? My engine, it's still running.
Yeah.
Everything else looks like it's fine. okay, did I hit a bird? Are there guts anywhere? What's going on? And I look over in the seat and my bag of chips had exploded from the air pressure. And it's kind of like, it's one of those hard, but you just do nothing.
Yeah.
You just fly the plane, check all your instruments.
Sure.
You know you're going to be fine. Worst case scenario, you got to float down and land on a road or do something.
Yeah.
So you just take your time. And it probably took me a minute or two before I realized it was the bag of chips. And then I'm just laughing to myself going, what in the heck happened? Thank you, Lord. I'm still flying.
Hilarious. Oh my gosh, those poor chips. Did they go all over the place? Or just
no, just the bag just popped and they were all still, it just opened it for me.
God was saying it's time to have some chips.
Time
Relax. To eat. So, you're flying, did you ever fly float planes?
No.
Have you say that like you wish you would have.
If flying is expensive and it's gotten really expensive now, that would be something. If anything ever opened up for a career, would I go back into it? Boy, it'd be hard not to. Yeah. I mean, we did a cruise to Alaska and watching the float planes up there, and I could sit there and watch them for hours.
Yeah. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos about, there's a guy that in Alaska that does a lot of going into the wild, and it gets dropped off by float planes, and every time those float planes come in, it looks so cool.
It does.
And it's just my uncle was a big had a float plane, and he had a little what's the yellow Cub?
Okay.
The Cub Cadet or Cub, I don't remember it had the little red bolt on it, two person, but yeah, it was pretty neat to go get up in. But I always felt like that was over my head on what I would have to learn mechanically and everything else.
It's not. You could do it.
I don't know. So how did you find Westbrook? So
doing work here in Arizona.
Yep. Now, did you have a home at that time?
Yeah. We were actually at that point when I found Westbrook, we were actually about 5 miles north. Okay. Just up by Happy Valley there.
Yeah.
And we were on a little acreage.
Yeah.
And we bought the house. We had our own pool and stuff. And then I put a shop there to run the business.
Sure.
Was good and was bad because we had the crews coming by. They'd work late. They'd come in at 6:00 at night. They're unloading their tools and stuff in the shop. And then Lois and I are there making steaks on the barbecue.
Sure.
And they're all kind of looking at you like, are you inviting us for dinner? And we're kind of going, no, we're not.
You didn't have any kids?
All of our kids stayed in Canada.
They're
all older.
Yep. Okay.
So doing work in Westbrook on some patios, and you kind of look at it, you kind of go, boy, this is sure a nice looking place. Drove Lois by, and we drove by, and it was interesting. I believe it was Scott and Patty Sutherland we saw at the pickleball courts. Yeah, okay. So we got out of our car, parked at the golf course, just walked in and just started talking to them. And just saw courts, and we had just gotten into pickleball. We were loving it as a couple. So it's something now we do as a couple, and that I really appreciate that we can do. Right. Even though she gives me dirty looks on the court, but
you take her shots. She's going to do that.
And then when we realized we didn't want to have the workers on our property when you're trying to do life.
Right.
You have family visit. We're out in the backyard going to the pool, and the guys are coming by and going to the shop or going to get tools, and they're looking at you sideways.
Yeah.
You didn't want that. And it felt bad, even though it's kind of like, dude, I worked 12 hours yesterday. You work 6 hours today.
Yeah.
You still get the impression that they're judging you.
Yep.
And so we didn't like that. So we decided that we would sell the acreage, move to Westbrook. Then my work visa was running out in the United States, and unfortunately I couldn't extend that. So I sold the business. And we're just very thankful that we moved to Westbrook, and we love it here. Yeah. Love the people.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great community. I mean, I found it a little differently, but I fell in love with the weather first, and obviously the people found my home. I mean, Bill Peterson, I put out that I wanted a 3-stall on the golf course for my in-laws, and when he called me 2 weeks after I told him, and I was just getting back to Minnesota, and it was like. That was just I'm like, well, I would like to fix that up and start retirement early. Obviously, Kirsten and I still work, but yeah, it is a neat community. I love how green it is. A lot of people mention that just coming in, if you drive into Westbrook, like you don't live there, because I do that once. Like if someone's coming to visit you, you're like, what would you think of? And you walk in, and you see those big green mounds in January.
Right.
And the green fairways, and the golf course looks so nice. And the people are so nice. I mean, it's, I was at coffee with you. And someone said hi to me, and I go, I don't recognize you with your shirt on because I know him from the hot tub. If I don't recognize you if you don't have your visor on, I don't, you play pickleball with me.
So true.
Yeah. It's just silos of more great people all the time. Yeah. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it a lot. You do something kind of special with your church, and I went to it this year.
Yes.
I was one of, how many?
77 people.
77. And you had told me that, I know that's important to you and you liked organizing that, but you had mentioned that you had one time thought you might be a pastor.
Yeah. Back in my early days,
How early?
I was 18.
Oh, 18.
And signed up to go to Bible college.
Oh, really?
And 3 days before Bible college, I was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
One of a few that I've had. But broken wrist, broken back and stuff like this. And I was able to walk out. I was in the hospital, I think, for a day or two.
Okay.
But then tried to get my money back from Bible college, and they wouldn't. They weren't looking too favorably on that. So I just said, okay, well, I'll attend, and lived in dorm. And basically I just went there and had a bunch of fun. And again, it was another educational issue where, why am I learning this and how is it going to benefit me?
Right.
And so basically at 6 months in, they kind of came to me and said, you're not really doing this anyway, so why don't you leave?
Oh, okay.
So, but as I tell people, I got kicked out of Bible college, but for my money, I got 6 months to stay there.
Yeah, you got 6 months to just unwind.
Unwind, have fun, meet a lot of good people who, some are still pastors, some are not.
Really?
But yeah.
You stay in touch with some though?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I got 2 buddies that are over in, I think they're over in Asia right now.
Okay.
They just went over on a missions trip and
just
stuff.
Spreading the word?
Spreading the word, but it seems like now, not only are you spreading the word, but you're also just trying to help people, find a way to help people.
Right.
It's amazing. There's a lot of people out there who need a lot of help.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes we in the U.S. or in Canada can think that we're not doing so well.
Right.
We are extremely blessed to the majority of the world.
We have clean water.
We have clean water.
Yeah.
We have food. We can, even if you're going to the food bank to get your food, it's still there for you.
It's still there.
Yeah. And there's lots of other places in the world where it's not quite there. So
yeah, I find a lot of missionary work from people I talk to is a lot of building things, infrastructure, helping them with water, and just safe hygiene.
Yes.
Helps these countries.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guess what? 30 minutes.
No way.
30 minutes and 3 seconds. Nice job. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this. I like I say, I know you pretty well, but every time I love hearing the story because I didn't know your story, and now your neighbors are going to know you.
Oh man, story. That's no good.
No,
Steve, I appreciate this. It's always been good to get together with you. I think you're a great guy.
Well,
and don't say that to too many people. Kirsten, he's a great guy. Yeah. No matter how bad he does, he's still a great guy.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks. Thanks again for tuning in to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. Real estate is how I'm able to support this show and give back to our community. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling a home in Arizona, I'd love to help. I also offer a free real estate review, basically a health checkup for your home's value and market position. You can call or text me anytime at 651-295-6830. Again, that's 651-295-6830. I'd be honored to help you or your neighbors with the next chapter of your real estate journey. And thanks again for listening, and be sure to keep connecting.